Hello, party people. This video might be a little heavy, but I'll break it up into parts if I have to. I'll try to be as concise as possible as well. Where do I begin? The last full-time job I had was at the Walmart Tire and Lube Express, and this particular one was in Vegas. I don't know how many full-time jobs I had before then, but I know I was full-time around May 2008. This is spanning across almost 2 decades. It's obviously 2025 now, and the last time I had a full-time job was ended in January 2011. So that's like 15 years we're talking about. So 15 years of 2 decades is basically the time frame I'm trying to point out. The last time and the only time I'm looking at my resume. That's why I keep looking at it. On my resume, the last time I had anything to do with the United States Army Reserve was May 2004. I graduated from Boston University in 2008. I graduated from high school in 2002. The reason it took me like an extra 1.5 to 2 years, I ran into some complications. Let's call it that. There was a semester that I spent at the local community college in the fall semester of 2004. Why did I do that? In the transitionary period for my first stay at a hospital, it was recommended, it was typical as well, that to ease back into your college schedule or work course load, etc., that I go to school somewhere else locally or whatever, and just see how I do there, given the life-changing experiences I had. At that time there weren't that many, but I had at least one. Other than that, every other job I've had since January 2011 was basically part-time. There's some per diem jobs there, holiday season jobs. I think I mentioned this before. If you're not new to this channel, at one point I was working at the clinic where I still work at, technically, for, we'll get to that, McDonald's and Kmart, as it was going out of business, the Sears holding company. Kmart's a part of Sears, for those that don't know. At one point I had like 3 part-time jobs. Why that happened that way, I don't know, but I was working like the maximum number of hours I was allotted to while collecting disability. Some people don't know that about me. Some people don't even know I have a disability. Sometimes I question whether I have a disability. But legally, on paper, do I? Sure. Why not? So I'm about to return to the full-time workforce. I will be, as early as June 16th, working at a location that is basically a shelter for veterans and helping them find either temporary or ideally permanent housing, etc. In the meantime, is the place like a homeless shelter? That I would say that would be an accurate statement from what I know about it. Yes, my 2 weeks at the clinic will be from June 2nd to June 16th. No, June 2nd and June 13th. Excuse me. June 13th is Friday the 13th, which I find kind of funny. I'm gonna finish out this week of course, which today being Thursday. That the only day left to finish out this week is tomorrow or Friday, and I'm more than capable of doing that, especially especially as long as I get a decent amount of rest, or like, you know, I don't want to say normal, but a decent amount of rest for tomorrow, Friday, and then June 2nd, the following Monday, will be the start of my 2 weeks, which ends on Friday the 13th of June, and I can start as early at my new full-time job at June 16th, a Monday. It's been a long time coming. Honestly, I questioned whether this day was ever gonna happen. Well, maybe not this day, but this scenario. And now that it's here, I don't really know what to say. I will say two things. The first thing is, I will be primarily working as the formal term will be an administrative assistant, and I'm fine with that. For now, I'm fine with that. They do try to promote internally, which is good. So basically, someone got promoted. I'm taking their previous job. The second thing I would say is, if this comes as a surprise to you, it shouldn't, unless you know why. So what? I have like what, 1.6, 1.7k videos, right? I know that's a lot considering I only have like 574 subscribers. I have a video that is approaching 38,000 views. What is a guy with a video with 38,000 views doing with only 574 subscribers? We could go into that all day. I could try to explain the algorithm, all that bullshit, which some of it I don't even believe, but let's say it's all true. We could go into that, but we're not gonna, because I feel like I already did fairly recently. Like later on I'll go back into it, but like for now, it's not a pressing concern. What is a pressing concern is, out of that 1.6, 1.7k videos, right? How many times have I mentioned that I was going to collect disability the rest of my life? Show me in any one of those over 1,000 videos, close to 2,000 videos, when did I say that I was going to collect disability the rest of my life? When did I say that? That was never my plan. People assumed a lot of things. People can continue to assume a lot of things. All I'm saying right now is that it's been 15 to 20 years roughly. And at the age of 40, I am returning to the regular workforce. I mean, is it a white collar job? Yes. Would I have a problem doing a blue collar job? No. I've done a lot of different things in my life. I wish there was some book that detailed, almost like an autobiography. I wish there was that could have been crazy. I don't know. All right, that was a shameless plug, but just Google could have been crazy. Yeah. So I'm going back, and I'm looking forward to it. It is relatively local. I think like the commute is only like 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'll keep you guys updated. Is this definite? It's pretty definite. Not like last time where I had a good feeling, but I had a good feeling about 2 jobs. I explained this in the video before. Like I thought if not both of them, I would get at least one of them, and I got neither. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want to say I didn't appreciate it, I'm saying I thought I deserved it, at least for like another interview or something like that. I thought my work spoke for itself, and considering that I rarely got any positive reinforcement, any praise, I assumed I was doing a good job because no one was complaining. Would it have been nice to have some positive reinforcement or praise? Yes, of course. The majority of the time I was there at the clinic, I had no idea if I was doing a good job or not. No one was complaining, so I thought, okay, what I'm doing is acceptable. It wasn't until one of my coworkers pointed out to me that everyone in the building had nothing but good things to say about me. Everyone I interacted with. That was my first time hearing that in my entire 5 years there. More than 5 years there. I'm not saying it would have been nice because it would have motivated me. I get it, like with every job, of course, every career, whatever, every position. You get to the point, there's some days where you don't want to be there. That doesn't mean you don't show up. And I say show up as in being there physically, presently working. I also mean showing up as in doing a good job. And I get it. There's days you don't want to be there. But that should not affect your work ethic, your effort, your results. And did I get results? You bet your ass I fucking got results. But hey, it's not like I'm bitter or anything. Anyway, it's just a lot of politics, and like I don't want to get into it right now. But yeah, so I will be rejoining the workforce, and it's been a long time coming, man. We're talking like 15-20 years in the making here. That's a lifetime for some people. That's basically a majority of my young adult life. I wouldn't say the entire middle-aged period of my life, but part of it. Yeah, let's be real. The life expectancy in America at least is what, like 65, something like that. Is it really that low? I know it's not super high, that's for sure. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep you posted, keep you updated about how the job is, how my return is. So yeah, it's a homeless shelter to find veterans more permanent solutions. Now, whether I consider myself a veteran or not, we're not going to have that conversation. If you want me to answer the question, no, I do not consider myself a veteran. Are there people out there who claim I should or that I am? Yes. Are they wrong? Yes. Legally, they are wrong. I am not qualified to call myself a veteran. And if I walked around calling myself a veteran, that is technically illegal. Technically, I could get a lot of trouble for that if it ever came public knowledge. And that's part of the reason I don't consider myself a veteran. We're not going to get into that. Maybe later we'll go into more specifics, but as of right now, that is my announcement. The main thing is that I will be able to keep up on this main YouTube channel 100%. I am 100% confident I can at least post like if not every day, every other day, or every few days. This is an unusual video because it's gone 4 days without me posting a video, and the previous one was, I don't even remember what the previous one, I think it was a gaming video or something, for that Easy Idol Platinum, yeah. But in terms of Twitch, okay, so this is where things get interesting, because as you've heard me say, I'm not too confident in my future with Twitch, and it's just I'm still learning, and I'm not sure I have the amount of time, or will have the amount of time to devote to it. My plan is to still stream, of course. It might not be as often, or it might not be as long. I'm still going to try to do the typical things like streaming at least every day, specifically every night, for at least 4 hours. Now, will that get cut down to 2 to 3 hours? Maybe. But I still plan on supporting it for as long as I can. Otherwise, we might just go back to the YouTube thing. I really don't want to do that, but if I have to, I will. Like this, my day job will eventually take precedence over any hopes of being YouTube or Twitch famous. It'd be nice, but maybe I'm not part of that 0.1%. Maybe I'm not a part of that, and that's okay. People don't understand. That's okay. Not trying to make a career out of this. If I do in the future, that'd be great. Right now, there are more pressing matters at hand. So thanks for listening, guys. It amazes me. It's been such a long time coming. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and enjoy.